Boys by BA. Boys by BA.
Welcome back to another episode of Boys by BA, and I am BA. This is your first time hanging out with us, your first time checking out the channel, interested in positive, uplifting content that will help you grow as a person, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell. We put out new videos every other week. I know y'all been asking, hey, what's up with the videos? The schedule is every other week we're gonna drop something new, man. Real quick, public service announcement, man. Look, go vote, all right? If you live in the state of Texas, early voting is October 13th all the way through October 31st. Again, that's October 13th all the way through October 31st. You can early vote, all right? For those of y'all who don't live in Texas, I'm pretty sure your state offers some type of early voting. Hop online, find out when and where you can early vote, and take advantage of that, man, all right? Cool. So real quick, man, before we get started, I got a quick little question for y'all, man. What are some things that get on y'all's nerves, man? People being on speakerphone in public, alright. People not cleaning up after themselves, alright. People that lie, alright. People that always want to bring up your past, alright. I don't know what it is, but we all have something that gets on our nerves. We all have something that triggers us to a certain degree or a certain level. Me personally, man, I can't stand dirty stuff. I can't stand clutter. I can't stand junk. I can't stand mess. Like, I am a neat freak, alright? Like, everything got to be neat with me, man. Even when I put a carton of milk in the refrigerator, I got to turn the label out facing me, man. That's just me. Don't judge me. That's just me, alright? So, real quick, the thought I want to come from today is emotional triggers and hotspots. Emotional triggers and hotspots. Us as human beings, man, we can be emotional. Us as human beings, there are always some things that can make us lose it, all right? There are always some things that can push us to the edge. There are always some things that can just rub us the wrong way. If you're human, you're watching this video, you have something that gets on your nerves. You have something that irks you, as my mother would like to say. All right, there's always something. So today we're going to come from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 2 and 3. Again, that's Ephesians chapter 4, verses 2 through 3. Man, this particular text, it says, be humble, man. Always be humble. Always be gentle. Always be willing to give people grace and mercy when they mess up. And always operate in love and patience, man. Ooh, that's a lot, all right? That's a lot to work with, especially the being humble and being patient part, man. Because sometimes, man, when people are wrong and we know that they're wrong, it's so easy for us to go off and be like, see, I told you it's wrong, I told you messed up. Look, all right, but the thing is that we have to be humble. Not only do we have to be humble, but we have to be gentle, which brings me to bar number one. Bar number one is, just because you can do it, don't mean that you should do it. Oh my goodness. Just because you can do it, don't mean that you should do it, man. Look, we all have been in a place where, you know what, we have the opportunity to say, man, look, you messed up, you did this wrong, blah, 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 blah. But look, bro, just because you can do that, don't mean that you should do that. In the text, it says, be humble and be gentle, man. And one thing about being humble, man, a wise man once told me is that humility is power under control, meaning I can do it, I just ain't gonna do it. Man, true story, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, man, I got off work a little early, and I got home maybe about 6 o'clock, man. I was like, you know what, I think I can cut the grass before the sun goes down, so I know the sun is gonna go down at 8 o'clock. So I asked my wife, I said, hey, you mind ordering pizza? I can keep the kids outside with me while I cut the grass, you can do your thing, so go ahead and order pizza. This was maybe about 5:30 when I did the pizza request, and my wife's like, oh yeah, I'll take care of it. So I'm like, cool. So I'm out there cutting the grass, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing, and I started seeing people get pizza delivered to their house. So I was like, all right, I know my pizza coming soon, so I'm not really doing no tripping. My neighbors was getting pizza, the lady next to me across the street got a pizza. So I said, well, I know my pizza lady or pizza man is coming soon. So I wasn't doing no tripping, so finally I got done cutting the grass, and I was like, well, my pizza hadn't got here yet. So I went inside, I asked my wife, I said, hey baby, you ordered the pizza yet? She said, oh no, I started to, but I didn't finish. What? How you don't finish? I said, hey, it's cool, no problem. She said, what did you want to do? I said, no, hey baby, no big deal. Go ahead and order the pizza. You know what I'm saying? She would want to, you say, do you want them to deliver it? I said, no, don't, just order and I'm gonna go and pick it up. So she texted me, she said, hey, I'm sorry, I know I messed up with the pizza, blah, 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 blah. I just texted back, hey, that's fine, no big deal. Why? I could have went off, I could have been like, you messed it up, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't do that. Why? In the text it says, be humble and be patient and be gentle, man. And again, just because you can do it, don't mean that you should do it, man. Look, I had every right to be upset, mad, or whatever. But the thing is that, man, you gotta learn how to treat people the way you want to be treated. You gotta learn how to just like, man, look, it was a mistake. Let's move on, okay? So the text, it says, be humble. It says, be gentle. And then it says, forgiving, basically it says working through each other's faults, working through each other's shortcomings is what it says in some translations, man. And the truth of the matter is, man, we all have some shortcomings. We all got some work to do. Even in the Bible it says that at our best, we're all filthy rags. So that means that when you got it going on, when you thinking that you all this and all that, even at your best, in God's eyes, you're nothing but a filthy rag. So we all have something that we can work on, man. So part number 2, we all have a backstory. We all have a backstory. Man, if you're watching this online, you're sitting in front of your computer, you got a backstory. If you're watching this while you're getting your nails done or your feet done, look, you got a backstory. The person that you're going to share this video with, they all have a backstory. But the thing is that our backstory contributes to our faults. Our backstory contributes to our faults and our shortcomings, man. So it says, look, you have to be able to be patient and work through people's shortcomings, man. Look, true story. Again, another true story. Any story I tell y'all is true. I shouldn't even have to say true story no more. But I was using a public restroom, man, and when I got in there, I had to close the door. And when I closed the door with the handle was wet and dripping water and soggy. Now, I just told y'all a few minutes ago, I'm a neat freak. So look, y'all, and this was in the middle of COVID, all right? So and I was like, bruh, somebody is nasty. Why would you touch the doorknob with your wet hands and have the doorknob being soggy? Oh, I was upset, man. So anyways, I did my business, took care of my business. I washed my hands, and I went to go get a paper towel, and all the paper towels are out of stock. Oh man, you missed it. The person that had the door handle being wet, that don't mean that they was a nasty, dirty person. Just means that they was out of paper towels. And look, check it out. I jumped to conclusions, but again, I found myself not having no paper towels, and I was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? I used my shirt. It's just me, I used my shirt. I didn't use no wet hands on top of wet hands. I used my shirt, but again, I didn't know the backstory of why the doorknob was wet, man. And sometimes in life, man, that's how it is. When we're trying to deal with our spouse, or when we're trying to deal with our boo or our booski, or our brothers or our sisters, we don't take time out to say, man, what's the backstory? Why does this make them upset every time I do this? Why does this make them upset every time I say that? Why does this make them upset every time I bring up this name? Why does this make them upset every time I bring up this story? And the reason for that is because we all have a backstory. That's why the text says, be humble, be gentle, and also be patient with each other, because we're all gonna stumble, we're all gonna fall short here and there. But when you fall, you don't need people saying, I told you, you messed up, you're gonna be just like your daddy, look at you, You don't need that, man. You need people that are gonna be humble, you need people that are gonna be gentle, you need people that are gonna be patient with you, because those are things that you need, man. So as you continue to read, it says, be patient and operate in love, which brings us to bar number 3. Relationships require work. Ooh-wee. Relationships require work. A lot of people ask me all the time, man, how is it being married, man? You've been married 7 years, going on 8 years. How is it? I tell them all the time, look, man, you gotta put in work. If you ain't trying to work, then don't get married. If you ain't trying to work, don't get married. If you ain't trying to put in work, don't get married. No matter what type of relationship you have, no matter what type of relationship that you're in, or that you happen to find yourself in these days and times, it all requires some work. If it's a friendship, that requires work. If it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, that requires work. If it's a husband and wife, that requires work, alright? But the thing is that relationships require work. That's why the text says, look, you gotta be patient, man. You gotta operate in love. You gotta operate in that unity. Psalms 133 says, behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Meaning, if we're gonna be together, it should be good. Meaning, if we're gonna be together, it should be pleasant, okay? So the thing is that relationships require work. I'm reminded of a story, man, my friend, old friend of mine, a girl named Chris, back in the day. Her parents used to always get into a fight, always over something. And every time they got in a fight, the mama would bring up the fact that she made more money than the husband did. Whew, I ain't lying to you. She would bring it up every time that they got into an argument. I make more money than you do. I pay more stuff around here than you do. And I'm sitting there, and she would tell me that, and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. I was just like, I think that's pretty low. I think that's lower than a snake's belly button. Why? Because you saying that's not, you're not working to bring the relationship together. You're being detrimental to not only to that person, but to your marriage and to your relationship, man. So the thing is that you gotta realize that marriage requires work. Relationships require work. Everybody talking about goals, level up. Man, look, you talking about goals, but you ain't talking about putting in no work. So look, stop saying goals, all right? You talking about goals and you sitting on the sideline. Folks that's talking about goals don't ride the sideline, all right? But the thing is that, look, you gotta learn how to fight fair. You gotta learn how to put yourself in the other person's shoes. And the thing is, you gotta continue to work on it, man. You just can't be like, oh, I make more money than you, so I call the shots around here. Nah, not true. Because at the end of the day, he's still a man. And a man's number one need is respect. So when you disrespect a man on a man level, then that's gonna be hard to bounce back from. Alright, so if you're watching this, check it out. Take your notes. A man's number one need is respect. It ain't sex. Don't get twisted. Sex is up there, alright? If you're married in the context of how God has created that thing, yeah, that's cool. But respect is a man's number one need, alright? Cool. God, I ain't saying that, oh, you respect, all you get is respect, and don't get no girls to respect. Nah, respect has to go back and forth. It's not 50-50, it's 100-100, alright? Cool, so I hear you saying, BA, what's the gold bar? Gold bar for today is, most people listen with the intent to respond instead of hear. Fix the hat. Most people listen with the intent to respond instead of hear. Man, you ever been in an argument with somebody, you ever asked somebody a question, and what you asked them had nothing to do with what was going on? You know what I'm saying? You ask somebody, hey, how's the weather outside? And they say, blessed and highly favored. They wasn't listening to you. They wasn't worried about what you was asking. They were so quick to respond because they thought they knew what you was gonna say. I don't know where you are, man, where you find yourself right now, but you need to listen more and talk less. Listen more and talk less. I know some of y'all are like, I don't know how to talk less. Well, good. You need to work on that thing, okay? So look, man, we out this thing, man. Look, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, man. Be true to God, be true to yourself, man. I'm out.